Well, I'll never pass.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me? Yes. Wonderful. I just want to thank you all for the opportunity that is provided for us. This is a unique opportunity, and I was outside and I was looking for a parking spot, and the gentleman was up there, and I said, I'm one of the sweepers, and where's the parking? So I can see that we all are here for one purpose, and that's because we are tired of the status quo, and we want to bring some change that is positive to help improve our quality of life for all of us. As far as my background, I'm running for City Council 12. My name is Armineh Chelebian. It's a good Armenian name. So if you don't remember Chelebian, remember Urban Chelebian. That's what I want to do. I want to help improve the urban living and the quality of urban life for all of us. I ran again at City 12, as I mentioned. My first initial run was back in 2002 when I ran for Valley City Council, because I believed in the local control, local voice, and getting our fair share. And since then, I haven't looked back. I've been always involved with my community. I was one of the founding board members of Winnetka Neighborhood Council, and I'm still serving on a different neighborhood council. I want to bring the change that we all deserve: fiscal responsibility, common sense, making sure this engine of economy is moving forward. And I believe that would be by helping our businesses, by creating jobs, and making sure the money comes into the private and public, bank account. And once we look into the public section, I want to make sure the private segment is going larger than the public segment. And I'm tired of waiting for the government to decide for us, for the government to make the changes. I think it's about time for us to take the responsibility to move this engine forward and start making the changes. And the change starts with me and with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to go back to just giving a scenario in, can you hear me?
Yes.
In our regular lives, don't we hold each other accountable? Don't you hold your kid accountable, or your dry cleaner, or your accountant? Why is it when it comes to our city government, we give them the carte blanche? It's like, here, you take our tax dollars and we trust you. And then they take this money and basically waste it by giving them pay raises, high pay rates above the industry level, the pensions, the slush funds, the piggy banks, and the favors that they do, and the office holder accounts. I mean, if you add it up, it really adds up to be a big, big amount. I want to be able to say, anytime there's a union involved sitting behind a table discussing and negotiating a pay raise from now on, I want to see on the other side of the table, same table, us, the public, sitting. By an oversight committee, by putting it on the ballot, we should be able to evaluate and say, you have done enough, a good job, a well job for you to deserve this pay raise or not. So there has to be accountability, the information has to be open, there has to be an open access law, there has to be transparency, we should have an oversight committee, we should have checks and balances, whatever it takes for us to know what's going on with our money and hold them accountable and be part of the decision-making power. Thank you.
Yes, I would say, first and foremost, I would like to see some transparency. As citizens, I want to see what it is, how much it is that we're paying. I know it's adding up to 1.1 billion, and it's going to go up to 2.2 billion by 2015. And eventually, the pension cost is going to consume 1/3 of our city budget. I think it should be a subject that should be put on the ballot. So that way, instead of unions deciding any changes or any increases to the pension, it should be up to us, the voters, to decide. All the changes, all the increases, all the raises, whatever goes into it. Be it the age limit, be it the percentage that they are contributing towards it. I think it's about, 6 to 9% of the salaries is what they're contributing now. We should be able to make the decision maybe eventually to do away with the pension and bring in 401ks and 403bs. And therefore, as you said, I would be for taking the power back and giving it to the people rather than the unions.
This is Armineh Chelebian, who was just cross-examined by a moderator here and spoke to an audience of citizens here in Los Angeles. She had a number of things to say about what she thinks would be improvements here in Los Angeles. Ms. Chelebian, what else would you like the people in Council District 12 to know about you as to why you might be a good council member?
for taking this opportunity to ask the question. I just want to tell the stakeholders in City 12, I am a member of the community. I've been involved in the community for the past 10 years. I've done a lot of volunteer work, given thousands of hours, hundreds of hours back to my community. And I truly believe the change starts with us. And I want to be able to take this change to the City Hall, where the citizen representation is lacking. A lot of the people who get elected, they are part of the machinery, the pre-existing machinery. So by the time they get to their seat, they're already set into what they're going to do and what they can't do. With me, I'm a free citizen of this city. I'm not owning anything to nobody, so I only want to own to my community. I want to be able to go there and represent the best of what we need in order to have a better quality of life. We all need to move this engine forward so we all can have a better life. And I believe our government right now is just like a sponge. It's just sucking up our tax dollars and wasting it away. So we're putting money into a broken machinery, and there's no accountability. I want to be able to make sure the money that is coming through, first of all, we're not wasting it and it's spent on the proper services, but more so I want to be able to help create jobs so that we will move this engine forward and then bring accountability to the government to cut the waste and fraud, whatever they do with our money that none of us take the time to ask. Here we're paying all this money and none of us are spending the time enough to say, what are you doing with my money? And I want to be able to be that question. I want to be able to be that person with the face of the public saying, I am here representing the voice of the people.